Welcome to Keepin' It Real, your go-to radio show for fresh insights and vibrant introductions. Get ready to dive into a world where we offer you the latest in real estate wisdom and the juiciest community tidbits. From expert advice courtesy of top realtors to opportunities to give back through local charities, we've got you covered. Plus, we'll shine a spotlight on the young athletes driving our local sports scene and uncover the buzzworthy happenings both in town and beyond. Stay tuned for a jam-packed hour of enlightenment and entertainment right here on Keepin' It Real.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
All right, good morning. This is Dion Ethell, and I'm with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, and this is Keepin' It Real. Welcome to our show today. Appreciate you guys listening in today. Hope your Saturday morning is going well. I have a couple of announcements that I kind of want to make. You know, sometimes we have some opportunity at the beginning of our show to kind of shout out to a few events that are going on, and we want you to know about a few of them. One of them is the Super Bowl watch party over at Doc's Watering Hole. That's at 1959 Frontage Road, Sierra Vista, Arizona, and for just a $5 donation, you can get a wristband supporting the Friends of the Sierra Vista Animal Shelter. During the game, these wristband specials will give you $1 off all draft beer and 10% off all food purchases. That's right, that's Sunday, February 8th from 4 p.m. until the game ends. So this is the Super Bowl watch party, and donations are going to the pups to help the Friends of the Sierra Vista Animal Shelter with all the wonderful things that they do for the shelter for the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center. Okay, and another one is at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center. This is the 18th anniversary open house. That's right, you'll get to share love and help them celebrate their 18th anniversary on Saturday, February 14th. That's right, it's Valentine's Day, noon to 4 p.m. at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center, 6799 East Highway 90, and it's free, open to the public. Find your next love at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center and help them celebrate the shelter's 18th anniversary. They'll have adoption specials, Rambo's Rummage Sale, everybody loves that, refreshments, even a kissing booth with some of the most adorable friends, our pups. They'll also have free adoptions sponsored by Concord General Contracting. They're the folks who actually built the extended wing to the facility. And they'll have some yummy Dole soft serve on site. Poppin' Lori's kettle corn truck will be there too. So come on down to the 18th anniversary open house and celebrate with everybody. Remember Rambo's Rummage Sale. There's all kinds of great goodies there, and all it costs is a donation. Whatever you think that's worth, and that's all you have to pay. And there'll also be a donation jar there for the Friends of the Sierra Vista Animal Shelter, who helps out with all these great events and all these wonderful spay and neuter clinics. And speaking of spay and neuter clinics, we've got one coming up here on the 19th. And I just want to give you a couple of reminders for you when you bring your pet in that day. You want to make sure that you carefully follow the instructions from your trained and experienced ACOs, those animal control officers, like eating before surgery and getting ready for the day, when to show up. I know a lot of people show up early because they want to get in line quickly, but trust me, the dogs actually go in a different order. So I know there's always a rush, even before the truck has arrived and doctor's in the house. Just know that once you drop off your pet, those pets may not go in that order. Oftentimes the cats are done first and then the dogs after that. Oftentimes the little dogs are done in a different order than the big dogs. And so just know that going into it. But be sure to let your ACOs know that day and all the volunteers if your pet has any behavioral issues. So if they bite, if they scratch, if they get rowdy, if they don't like other dogs, that's always helpful to let us know about those things. Be sure your dog comes on a leash, and then that leash will go home with you. We'll actually use a different leash there while we're taking care of your animal. And don't enter until the prior animal is clear. I always tell you that because oftentimes what we're doing is we're weighing the animal, we're giving shots to kind of calm them down, and doing all the things that need to be done prior to the surgical procedure, and then we move them into their kennel. And we want to make sure that we don't have any dogs surprising dogs because, they might be in that situation where they are already a little high on anxiety, and especially after getting their little shot and things like that. So just wait until they're clear before you enter that door. And, this is a very discounted rate that you're getting these spay and neuter clinics, such a small fee compared to what it really costs. And thanks to the Friends of the Sierra Vista Animal Shelter and the wonderful people at the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center that help subsidize that effort. And so it's really awesome. But if your animal has other issues, just know that some of those that may cost money. Likewise, for any medicine, I always hate to see when an animal goes under. They offer the opportunity to get some pain meds, and then the person says, no, I can't get any pain meds. I don't have the money for it. So come prepared for that. We're already giving you a really big discount. Let's take care of the pups really, really well. So we want to make sure that all the animals are healthy and safe and feel good going out the door. And I've got one more. So they're at it again. The Tombstone American Legion Blood Drive. Yeah, that's right. At 215 East Allen Street. That's right there in Tombstone, Arizona. The American Legion Hall. Thursday, February 19th from 1 to 5 p.m. They're going to have that blood drive. And if you have any questions, you can always call the American Red Cross at 1-800-733-2767. Or go to redcrossblood.org. And you can get all the information you need right there. And we'll be right back after these brief messages. This is Dion Ethell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. Right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. We're here for all your real estate needs. We'll be right back, folks. All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome this Saturday morning to the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios, Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell. I'll be your host today, and today I have a special guest who's just arrived in the studio here. It's Lindsay Alexander, and she's going to be talking about a really great business spotlight. If you remember some time back, we had Tony Pham, and everybody knows about Tony and his connection to Indochine, and we've talked about a variety of things. Sometime back, I think it was last year sometime when we actually talked. But welcome to the show, Lindsay. And I know you go by Lynn, right?
Yes.
So is there a thing there?
It is just easier for a lot of people to pronounce rather than Lindsay.
Lindsay? Okay. All right. I got you.
Thank you for having me.
Would you rather me say go by Lynn or
Either
Lindsay?
One.
You'll answer to both.
I will answer to both.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to use Lynn because it's short and easy.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to do that. All right, Lynn. So one of the things we always do when we get with somebody is kind of introduce them as the person, because behind every great business, every great charity, every great organization, there's always great people doing the good work and great stories behind them. So I want to learn your story. Tell me about you. How long have you been here?
We have been here for several years. So originally my father was a major in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
And he was brought here where he eventually met my mother. They left for a little bit, had me, and we returned to Sierra Vista.
So when you were born, where were you born at?
I was in California.
Okay, so you stationed over there?
Yes.
Okay.
Marines always have to be near the water, right?
So then they moved over here because they really liked it here.
Yes.
And was he on his kind of the outward motion of his career then at that point?
Yes, he was getting ready to retire. The only thing keeping him in California when we first moved to Sierra Vista was selling the house.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And then you grew up here then for the most part?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay. So where'd you go to school? What kinds of things, went there?
Yes, so I graduated high school in Sierra Vista at Pep Tech.
Pep Tech. Okay.
Yeah, just a small little school, and I graduated high school there, and I went to community college, Cochise College.
All right. Good shout out to Cochise College.
Yeah, we love them. And I decided to go into the culinary world.
What made you decide that? Were you a big fan of cooking already? Did you grow up with that kind of cooking thing going on?
My mother has always been, in the kitchen cooking, but also my husband at the time, he really did instill that confidence in me that I could do that. So I decided to commit to culinary school, and I full on committed and graduated.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit about that too, because I know Tony talked a lot about his experience in culinary and getting into it. Was it everything that you kind of thought it would be, or was it more challenging, less challenging, fun than you expected, less fun than you thought?
I really honed in on it, and I took everything that my instructors told me.
Yeah.
And it has always resonated within me. I really did focus a whole lot because at that time, I am a mother and, I had a young child at that time. So a lot more elements of life were pressing on me.
Right. You were a lot riding on it, right?
That this had to go well.
That's a definite motivator, right? For sure.
Oh, definitely.
I remember starting out early in my last career before I retired and went into real estate. Same thing, had 4 little kids, and man, I couldn't fail. I mean, you just can't. You've got to get through it.
And they're watching you.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's a really good point.
So you're instilling that, work ethic in them as well as yourself, that this is going to just work out great. You may not believe it, but... Yeah.
So when you're cooking in culinary, I always wondered about this. I didn't get a chance to ask Tony this about it, but I got to thinking about after he had left the studio. Is it different, when you're cooking for your family or yourself or whatever? I don't know. There's not a lot of pressure. Well, sometimes there's pressure at the big family get together, but at the same time, a little less pressure, and you're doing it for yourself versus really somebody else or a paycheck. Does that change you anyway when you're cooking?
It does change you. Cooking at home is completely different. And
really?
If you enjoy cooking,
yeah, I
will say, really do find the joy in it because it is a life skill. Everybody has to eat.
True.
But when you are doing it for, your paycheck, and every order is different, and nobody wants salt on this, and they want theirs cooked this way, it really does change it because then it adds more stress. So it is that high stress job.
I wondered about that because, when I've talked to other people in different industries, right? So maybe the movie industry where they've got to shoot something that's maybe not the way they would because they've got somebody who's acting and they've got their character in mind. And so now you're working with that frame. And then you've got maybe somebody else who's an artist, but they're a commercial artist, and they're kind of now have to go from this really creative spirit to kind of a little bit more cookie cutter because somebody says, hey, we want you to do it this way. We'd like that soup bowl this way, or whatever.
Yes, exactly. There are several. Well, we can take examples from movies. There's one movie called Chef, and it follows a gentleman who is a chef, and he opens a food truck. The way they show in the first half of the movie, just the stress that goes into customer interaction with the menu that you set forth and how they don't like it and how it's supposed to be presented. And it does really hone in on that.
Tony talked about some of his early time. He takes everything very, very personal and whatnot. And shout out to Tony, fam. But
we love you.
He's a great guy, and it means so much to him when he got a bad review from somebody. It really hurt him, and he really wanted to fix it. Do you experience that too? What's that like for you? Have you ever had somebody not like something? I mean, you must have that occasionally.
Oh yeah, I think before I started my culinary journey, I was a young mother.
Sure.
And I had my daughter and my stepson in the house. And I remember my stepson telling me, don't ever cook this again.
Yeah.
And so that was my first bad review.
That's tough when it's your own kids, right?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But when it came to a guest not liking something, it does hurt because you put yourself on the plate.
Okay, that's a good point. I like that.
Especially when you make your own menu and they don't like it.
Right.
And you thought, when I was making this, it tasted so good, and it is meat on a plate, and for you to say that this is terrible, it hurts.
Yeah.
I think every chef will have that one dish that's just the one that got that bad review.
It's probably tough, though, because you can't make everybody happy all the time. And so it's got to be difficult. Everybody has different palate and, kind of what they're used to. And we're kind of such a melting pot of different cultures and stuff blended together. And of course, we right on the border, too, we've got heavy influences there, too. And so you're eating all these different kinds of foods. And so a lot of people, Americans, like to mix it up. So you have all these different flavors and you learn to like certain things. I know for one, my wife gets mad at me all the time because I tell her, so there's like 1,000 things that I love. Don't make anything that's not on my list, But so I'm not that guy who tries a lot of new things. I tend to order a lot of the same stuff. I'm pretty picky, and you must run into that a lot. It's got to be tough.
Yes, I will say, I think a lot of chefs get humbled in this way, especially when it's your own children. So my daughter is very picky.
Really?
Yes. So it's been...
Is that because of your cooking kind of direction? Because, you're probably a spectacular cook, so it's got to be tough to live up to that bar.
She is quite the critic. I remember we went to a birthday party when she was smaller, and she just said, "Oh, Mom, this cake is terrible.
Oh, my gosh.
Your cake is so much better."
Oh, wow.
She's like, "I don't want to eat it." So, we had to do the whole polite thing.
Yeah. That's good to learn that, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's different when you're paying for it. That's the other thing, too, that's kind of tough because you got paying customers. They're giving something and expecting something in return. If it's not to their liking, I got to be honest, if I get something that gets burnt or it's got some problem with it, I'll probably say something, and see if maybe I could get a substitution for something else. I'm not going to blow up over it, but I'm sure that, that you run into that.
As long as everybody is calm in that situation, there's no problem making an accommodation. "Oh, yes, I'll take it off your bill," or "Yes, I'll make you something else."
Well, I definitely want to learn more about that, but I got to take a break.
No.
So let's take a quick break. Folks, we'll be right back with the Keepin' It Real radio show, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team right here at Long Realty Studios. Long Realty's right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. And this is Dion Ethell, and we're keeping it real today. We'll be right back.
In a town with heart and history, the Sherry Ethell Team is the key. Serving Sierra Vista, we agree. For military law and retirees, stress-free process you will see. Personal care is our guarantee. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team, we never halt. Real experts here to guide your way, making dreams come true every single day. Trusted team that knows just what to do. The Sherry Ethell Team, working for you. Real integrity, real results. The Sherry Ethell Team is your one and only call.
Tax time is here, but before you spend your refund, consider real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. It's a great way to move from renter to homeowner and on the road to building wealth.
Hi, I'm Sherry Ethell, Realtor and Team CEO of the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. Think of me as your guide to all things real estate. I tailor my approach to your needs and, most importantly, your goals. It's time to come see me and get a plan for your success.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Visit Sherry at Long Realty behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more information. Real integrity, real results. All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real. I'm Dion Ethell. I'm your host, and this is the Sherry Ethell Team, Long Realty Studios, and we're keeping it real here with Lindsay, or Lynn Alexander, and she's going to talk to us about a new restaurant that's coming up I know you've heard about it. I know Cool FM put it out there for a little bit, so it's kind of out there. Tell us about the new restaurant a little bit.
Yes, the new restaurant coming to Sierra Vista is Uncle Sharkii Poke Bar. And it is a franchise that was started in 2018 by Fen Reyes and Raymond Reyes. And it's centralized.
Was that here or was that somewhere else? Like in
No.
Arizona, or was it somewhere else in the country or the world or whatever?
No, it's in the U.S. So
Okay,
it is
so US based.
Yes, specifically there's the flagship store in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
We're in Texas, now Utah. We want Arizona, which
Right.
is us. Hey,
Oh, wow. So were we going to be like the
we
first
are
one?
the first one.
Oh, that's cool. It's like the first drive-through McDonald's, kind of thing. It's kind of
so
neat
we
to have
are
that.
the first Uncle Sharkii Poke Bar in Arizona,
Okay.
and we're excited to bring that to Sierra Vista.
But this whole experience is, and I kind of want to learn. I guess maybe we'll start out as telling us about what that even is. But I know it's super popular. So because I hear it all the time from my son who goes to a similar kind of food there in Tucson. And so tell me a little bit about what you guys do and what's it look like and what's the ingredients.
Yes, so poke is from Hawaii. It is, Hawaiian staple. Specifically, Uncle Sharkii. Ours is Hawaiian style poke.
Okay.
And our co-founder, Raymond Reyes, he helped cultivate that into our flavors now. And a poke bowl will consist of rice, your various toppings. So here at Uncle Sharkii, we do offer various toppings, and you can have your choice of no toppings, every topping, some toppings.
Now, what would be like an example of a topping?
Yes,
What
so
would that
it will
be?
consist of cucumbers, some imitation crab, corn, and a marinated seaweed salad.
Oh, okay.
And then on top of that, we put your marinated fish or marinated protein of choice. We do offer cooked chicken and cooked shrimp, as well as tofu that we season within the store.
Okay, so you put all these ingredients together in this on top of the rice, and that's your bowl.
Yes, and it will be finished with what we call a poke sauce. And you get this crunchy, savory topping, as well as some masago, which is marinated fish egg, which is sweeter. So you get that salty, sweet flavor going on top of that bowl.
Now, have you ever eaten that before you started this journey? And
Yes.
so you had some of it. So you kind of knew what you were kind of
Yes.
getting into.
Yes. So I was a sushi chef for about 2 years
Oh, wow. Okay.
after culinary school. And I remember specifically making poke bowls.
Okay. And I honestly didn't know there was a Hawaiian. I assumed it was probably, an Asian influence somewhere, Japan or somewhere. But that's kind of interesting, too, that there's more to it than that.
Oh, yes. As, another Hawaiian staple that, treat is the dole soft serve. We specifically do sell the dole soft serve, so you don't have to go, out to a theme park to enjoy that. You can have that here in Sierra Vista.
Don't they have that like at Disneyland or something?
Exactly, right outside that tiki room.
Yeah, I thought so. We went just a couple years ago with my grandson, and so I remember them getting
Yeah.
some of that stuff. So.
Always have to have it. Nice, cool treat.
Okay, cool. And kind of what is that? Is it like a...
Dole soft serve is, let's say...
Is Dole the brand?
Dole is the brand.
Okay,
and
so like your
it's also-
bananas or whatever?
It
or
is pineapple. It
Okay.
is pineapple. So Dole soft serve is specifically pineapple flavored. But there are other flavors of it, and we will rotate one flavor throughout until it's finished, but we will always have that pineapple flavor.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. So you mentioned that it was a franchise and that it's kind of... is it fast food or is it not really fast food? Is it a cross between fast food?
It is fast casual.
Fast casual. Okay.
So you're meant to get it quickly,
Yeah.
but there's a place for you to sit. It's nothing that we consider like fast food. Like I know a lot of people would consider fast food, the Golden Arches or,
Right.
something like that. This is quick service.
Yeah.
and we'll get it out to you. It is made fresh, and that is really a foundation of our company as well.
So all the ingredients and everything, they're kind of getting put together right there.
They are getting put together right there as you are ordering it.
And how about the fish? I mean, is there a specific kind of fish that you use, or is it different types? Or
our fish that we do offer are ahi tuna, salmon, and shrimp.
Wow. Okay, that'll be good. Sounds good already.
You should come in and try some.
So let me ask you this, kind of stepping back a little bit. How did you get to this from the culinary school stuff?
Yes, so that is quite the journey.
Okay.
So before you graduate culinary school, you need to do an internship. And I wanted to do my internship in Sierra Vista. And the first name that came to mind was Tony over at Indochine. And I offered my service, free labor.
Really?
Just mentor me and help me graduate. And thus our bond was solidified, and I have been with him ever since.
So how long back was that then? That was quite a while back then.
So the internship was agreed upon, I want to say 2016 is when it was agreed.
Oh, wow.
And 2017 is when I completed the internship.
Okay. So when you completed the internship, did you keep working with him then?
I stayed around. I would help him with various caterings.
Oh.
And I came back full-time at the restaurant once we returned back to service from COVID.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably a whole thing, right?
Yes, you saw. I think it was the most destructive thing to like the service industry.
Yeah,
to
pretty
just
tough.
Watch everybody try to come back, but it was a struggle, and many businesses just ended up not coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that pretty much all around Arizona and really across the country. And a lot of places just had to shutter their doors that you couldn't survive. Especially, mom and pop operations, whether they'd been around for a little while or not. Each one different for different reasons, but certainly impacted everybody. Really tough. And how did that impact you? Since you brought it up, kind of how did COVID really? I mean, here you are working in the service industry, and then all of a sudden, could you work at all? I mean, how did that work? Was it tough?
So once you got the report March 2020 is when I was let go from my position that I was working. And luckily, I knew some people in Tucson, and he had a food truck.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you've ever gone to the Shish Kebab House off of Broadway. Well, his mother owns that. So I was able to go on the food truck with O'Day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was able to make a variety of different foods on there. Specifically, we had a sushi day on the food truck, and I made the rolls for that, as well as our Indian day.
Okay.
I made the naan bread, and everything else I was taking care of the customer interaction.
So that kind of helped kind of keep you afloat, at least, surviving.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's super tough. So that kind of got you through that spot there, and then you came back to full-time over there at Indochine. Are you still working there?
Yes, I am still there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're still there at Indochine and everything. So, it's kind of interesting because we never oftentimes see the people who prepare our food.
Yes.
You're in the background somewhere there. And we see the waitresses, we see the waiters and all that, that's our interaction with the public. But we never really, I don't know. I don't know if I always give it that much thought. Sometimes you can see them in different restaurants, but not very often. And so I'm sure you've made a million meals for me,
not at Indochine. So if you come into Indochine, I am front of house there. So it's been a different turn of events.
Okay.
So I've probably taken your order.
You might have taken my
back.
order then. Okay, I'm trying to think of that now. Okay, because we love that restaurant, and we have for years, and so we love coming in there and ordering, and we've turned a lot of friends onto that. There's only so many restaurants in Sierra Vista. Even though it seems like there's a lot of them, it gets to be a kind of a small world.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But thank you for continuing to come in.
and we will, as long as you keep cooking great food. And do you ever have a favorite for your foods and whatnot that you like cooking or that you like to make? I don't know.
A lot of chefs get asked this question, and my reply, a little sarcastic, is just whatever's easiest. But if I have to be specific, probably one of my favorite meals is just a good soup.
Oh, really? It's soup.
It's just a good soup.
Soup is challenging. A lot of people think that would probably be easy, but I don't know. It's probably one of those things, at least to me, palate-wise and everything, that I'm probably the most discerning over. I'm really like, I don't know. It's just something that you can be picky about, really, because it's got a specific, you can have one thing overpower the flavor pretty easy, whereas some meals aren't like that.
Oh, yeah. I think Chef Alton Brown said it the most, that you don't want to overpower your flavors in a soup.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it does. I mean, you guys' stuff is terrific, and even just I don't know, just the not just flavoring, and I'm a loss for words here a little bit, but just the sauces and things that go into it, whether you're having one dish or another. But like I like the chicken curry a lot, and man, it's got to be just right for me to like that. I'm kind of weird about some particular menu items at places, and some people just don't do that very well, and it's that sauce. It's the sauce that really changes everything for me.
And sauce has an amazing story, because as much as we love sauce now, originally it was, the concept came to cover up rotten meats.
What?
So that back, French cooking, when the food would spoil, you could cover it up if you had a sauce.
Oh my gosh.
But now we love sauce.
Anymore.
We love sauce. We want extra sauce. I think we can see it now with social media, especially with some influencers and content creators, when they get that giant cup of cane sauce and they're practically submerging their hands into it.
Yeah. Wow. I had never heard that before. That is crazy, to cover up stuff. Very interesting. Well, we got to take another break. We'll end it on that note. That's just bizarre. We might have to come back to that. But this is Keepin' It Real, folks, with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios. We'll be right back after these messages.
Discover excellence in real estate with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty, your premier choice in Cochise County. Sherry's amazing team brings honesty, expertise, and a deep understanding of the local market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned homeowner, they're committed to your peace of mind and handle every detail for you. Their approach? Personalized service, above and beyond transactional real estate, building lifelong relationships, nationwide connections, local expertise. There's a reason this team is amongst the top realtors in Arizona and across the nation. You owe it to yourself to call or visit the Sherry Ethell Team, the top team at Long Realty, behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard in Sierra Vista. Call or text 717-599-2439 or Google us for more info. Real integrity, real results.
It's the Home Spotlight Series, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Today we're excited to feature a beautiful Castle and Cook home in one of Sierra Vista's most desirable neighborhoods, the Estates at Holiday. Welcome to 4390 Christopher Drive, listed at $455,000, offering 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 2251 square feet of bright, comfortable living space. The open split floor plan creates a spacious and inviting atmosphere. You'll love the bay window dining nook, the generous living area, and the gorgeous kitchen featuring deep wood cabinetry, granite counters, stainless steel appliances, and a stylish backsplash. Additional highlights include indoor laundry, a 2-car garage with epoxy floors, and a water softener, plus a covered patio and an outdoor spa to unwind and enjoy. All of this just a short walk to community pools, playgrounds, the activity center, and minutes from shopping and restaurants.
717-599-2439. Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living. So this is Dion Ethell with Keepin' It Real, and we're back with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty Studios here, and we're back with Lindsay Alexander from Uncle Sharkii and the Poke Bowl. bar, and we're talking about all kinds of things, really, just culinary, art, and everything. And she talked a lot about, her experiences with local restaurants here. But we were talking kind of about, she made a mention before the break. So if you're just tuning in now, you're in your car, you're headed somewhere, and you just turned on the radio to our interview. But we were talking about sauces and how, they can really be either good or bad. And then she kind of gave this little tidbit that she had learned in culinary school about that a long time ago. And this is probably a very long time ago, obviously, but that sauces were, sometimes used to cover up bad meat or whatever. And oh my gosh, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, what? I never heard that before. It's crazy.
Yes, just crazy little stories that you get told.
Trivia. Yeah.
Especially when you're first, in the classroom.
Did that shock you when you heard it? Or no? It made sense to you, probably more.
It stuck, so I think it made an impression.
Yeah, well,
but then it made sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Huh. Wow. So obviously not anymore. So don't worry about any place you visit here in Sierra Vista. It's not covering up something, but there are rules about that now and laws. But it's interesting because what kind of practice starts somewhere, it ends there. And then you mentioned too the French cuisine influence, and I know that's a really big influence in culinary period, right?
Yes, so when you are in culinary school, you are pretty much French trained.
Yeah.
You learn all the names, which are French names.
Okay.
Even the kitchen positions, chef de partie, that it is all French.
Okay, it's all French. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. So is that everywhere? If you're going to culinary school here or you're going to culinary school in New York, they're kind of French influenced?
I will say yes. Specifically, let's say you were going to the Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah.
Heavy on that chef influence, that French influence. I
remember Tony talking about that. Of course, he was trained somewhere else, right?
Yes, he went to Le Cordon Bleu.
And that's kind of a big deal.
Yes, that is a French name as well.
Yeah.
So he is very much French trained.
That shocked me, actually, because you know Tony and you know him from Indochine and that's where I think we probably first met him. But we've known him for a long time, and he's just a character. And then to think that he was trained in the French cuisine and then trained there, you're like, what?
Yes.
It's shocking.
So if you look at the menu at Indochine.
Yeah.
Specifically, Vietnam does have a French influence already.
Yeah, I could see that.
So going to Indochine's menu now, we have 3 items on that menu that are French influenced.
Can you give me one of them? What would be one?
Beef Burgundy.
Beef Burgundy. Okay. Huh. And what goes into that?
That will be, obviously beef.
Beef, right? But what kind of beef? I mean, is it a...
It is
I've
going
never had
to be tenderloin.
Okay, tenderloin. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's going to be cooked over time in this red wine sauce. It's going to cook down, create another sauce within itself. And we serve that with garlic mashed potatoes and honey glazed carrots, and we do sell out of it.
That sounds really good.
Very savory.
Really?
I think it was Julia Child's signature dish. Yeah.
Yeah, I know my wife, she just actually got back from a trip to France. She went with some of her friends on a river cruise, and they went to Julia Child's there in Paris and got a chance to actually do some little cooking thing and with them. And so that was really a lot of fun for them. I mean, we're not professionally trained or anything, but she enjoyed that. She's quite a good cook, but
that
pretty
is
cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love Julia Childs. She
obviously a huge influence in culinary.
Huge. Not only in food, but just being a good person. I'm a really big fan of Julia Child.
That's very cool. Very cool. So we've talked around a lot of different things. Let's go take a shift back to Uncle Sharkii. tell me, what are we missing here? What else?
Yes, so Uncle Sharkii is centralized about one major thing, and that is family. And that's what drew us towards this franchise.
Oh, that makes sense.
So the story of Uncle Sharkii is quite wholesome, and I'd love to tell it.
Okay.
So it started with an overseas trip of a young girl named Melody, and she met her uncle for the first time. This uncle she never met, and he presented her with a plush shark.
Oh.
And they later went out to have poke and some various snacks, as well as boba milk tea, and they bonded over that. And that moment of just connection made a lasting impact on our founder and CEO, Fen, and she took that concept, and thus Uncle Sharkii came to be.
Wow. Just based all surrounding her experience and all that.
Yes.
Okay. And I wonder, I mean, do you know any of the, details as far as when it all began? Did she have any experience or exposure to poke before? I mean, how did she come up with, hey, I'm going to make that? I mean, I've tried to make some meals, but I don't know. That's kind of a specialty.
They were very familiar with the flavors.
Okay.
Where the co-founder, Raymond, came in, and he was born in Hawaii, and he brought in the flavors that he knew.
Oh, cool.
And so he honed the menu to where it is
So
now.
some personal influences from the family, too, which is kind of right up Tony's alley, being so family-oriented. And
doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just speaks perfectly to things that I know that Tony holds near and dear.
Yeah. He's got an amazing story, really. I'm just super impressed with the guy. He's done so much in such a short amount of time and done so much for the community and given back so heavily. But I love his foundation, centered on family and centered on, good, wholesome things like you're talking about. And so that I could see why he would be drawn to this.
Yes.
Because honestly, I hadn't heard that story, and I kind of wondered a little bit that I thought, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know. How did he get connected to that? I got to learn some more, because it on face value, it sounded kind of maybe not him, but that makes perfect sense now. So very cool. Wow. So what else? What else about the company here?
Yes. So about the company, started in 2018, and as of late 2024, there were 50 locations for 2025 were in the pipeline of happening. So we're in that figure as well.
Right.
Whereas 2024 had 24 locations open, 10 of them being inside a Walmart. So you know how our Walmart here has Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Some Walmarts have Uncle Sharkii Poke Bar in there.
No kidding.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird, huh? Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that either. So that's kind of interesting. Are you guys open yet for business then? What's going on there? Because I know this was like a slow start a little bit, because he's so excited. He had to get on the show and talk about it. We got it out there, and he was thinking it was going to be like a month turnaround or 2 months, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, we hit some little hiccups and trips, and we are on our way to opening. We're saying February.
Okay.
I am taking applications from the community, and I appreciate the love and support so far.
Yeah.
I've printed out a grand total of 60 applications, and
Wow.
they have dwindled down to, I believe, 8.
Okay. Is that how many about you're going to end up hiring? Is about 8 or so people? Or
Oh, no, I just mean I only have 8 left.
Oh, you only have 8 left. Okay.
Yes, so a lot of interest is with Uncle Sharkii, and I can't wait to meet everyone during these interviews.
Okay.
It just won't be.
So you still got
tomorrow.
a little bit of work to get the right people and get it dialed in.
So it's a great opportunity for those, young workers or those just entering the workforce.
Sure.
It's a fun environment. It's also professional. It's casual. You are going to learn things. You are going to work in a fast-paced environment, but it is one of the places that I just think is just great for a first job.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. So, what's your role in the organization then? Because I don't think we talked about that.
Oh, yes. I am the general manager.
So you're the general manager, and so does that mean that you're going to be there all the time, or?
Yes, I will live there.
Okay. So in a way, I mean, what a great opportunity for a young person to be able to connect with somebody who has this great culinary experience, background kind of thing going on, and then to make something like this. I would think that would be kind of neat to be able to then have that knowledge for yourself. I mean, like you said, it was a great point. Everybody's got to eat, and this stuff you carry with you. I'm sure it must have been with your culinary experiences. You probably took those home and sometimes made some dishes that you wouldn't have maybe otherwise.
Oh, yes. So when you would make things, or even you get takeaway, and you just try to stretch it as much as you can. So that you don't have to cook, especially after you get home at, like, let's say 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But if I had something like Uncle Sharkii, it would have been so much better because it is fresh, it is lighter, it's not heavy like, my late night runs to Taco Bell. And
Right. No, for sure. Well, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, let's talk about that healthy kind of connection to poke and kind of go from there. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. This is Sherry Ethell Team, Long Realty Studios, keeping it real. I'm Dion Ethell, and we'll be right back.
We're the real wayfinders, the trailblazers, the go-getters. In a town where the desert wakes before dawn, we don't just talk, we make things happen. And when we speak, it's real, it's genuine, and it's worth hearing. Tune in every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on Canyon Country 97.7 FM. Join the Sherry Ethell Team for Keepin' It Real, where top realtors, local heroes, and a heartbeat of our community come together. Raw, authentic conversations, expert market insights, and the best local events you can't afford to miss. Keeping it real, celebrating our community. Bold, genuine, one of a kind.
It's the Home Spotlight Series, where home stories are told until they're sold.
Today's featured home is an excellent opportunity for anyone looking for affordability, space, and a solid foundation to make their own. 100 East Free Hodges Drive is a 3-bedroom home which offers 1668 square feet with an inviting living area featuring wood laminate flooring. The kitchen is updated and well designed for cooking and baking with Corian countertops, stainless steel appliances, an electric cooktop, breakfast bar, and great cabinet and counter space. The primary bedroom includes its own ensuite bath with a walk-in shower, plus 2 additional bedrooms and a full guest bath. You'll also appreciate the large indoor laundry room for added storage and convenience. Outside, enjoy a generous backyard with grass, a covered patio, and a storage shed. And one of the best features is the durable metal roof, a long-lasting upgrade that adds real value. If you're looking for a home in a desirable midtown location with room to personalize, this one is worth a look.
717-599-2439. Buy and sell with the Sherry Ethell Team at Long Realty. We make success stories for a living. All right, welcome back to Keepin' It Real, brought to you by Sherry Ethell and the team here at Long Realty Studios. We're at 2363 East Fry Boulevard, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard, and I am here in the studio with Lindsay, or Lynn Alexander, from Uncle Sharkii, and we're talking about poke bowl and everything. And so I think when we left off, Lynn, we were talking about just the fact that poke is kind of a healthy food. And I've heard different people say that, different things about it. Like some people will say it's a hearty meal. Some people will say it's a great snack. What is it really? I mean, what do you think it is? Or could it be about everything? Depending upon what you want. I want
to say it could be everything, because our signature bowl called the Uncle Sharkii will consist of 3 proteins.
Oh, wow.
So when I first tried that, it was a grand meal.
Yeah.
But we will also offer items such as our poke fish that's already been marinated. We offer it by the pound.
Really?
So that's great for those trying to get that protein in.
So you offer it by the pound. I got to ask, is there bigger portions that you could get or no? Or is it more individual?
I'm just aware of the 1 pound portion that you can get in the
1 pound's quite a bit.
Container to take with you.
Whew. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta love that poke.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's kind of cool that you can do that. Well, I mean, you could then essentially get a couple pounds, buy a couple pounds, and take it home and have a meal for a pretty good sized family.
Exactly. It lets you stretch it a little bit more.
Bit further. Yeah, I like that too, how you were talking about stretching it. So healthy, like, again, if people are just tuning in and they didn't catch our earlier conversation about kind of what's in a poke bowl, maybe just give me that highlights again as to what kind of healthy things are in there and why are they healthy?
Yes. So there's white rice, and it's a foundation. It's something that will satisfy that hunger within you.
Right.
And it's nothing fried, which has, its own element to it. Whereas the toppings, the imitation crab, the
shrimp,
corn, cucumbers, and that seaweed salad, they all come together and give you flavor and texture.
Now, what is a seaweed salad?
So seaweed salad will be seaweed.
Right.
That is thinly cut. It's mixed with its own marinade, where it will have a little bit of spice to it.
Oh, I like that.
A little bit of sesame seeds. It's more of a savory salad.
Huh. I'm going to have to try it. I don't know. I'm not a huge sushi person, but it sounds interesting.
Poke is completely different than sushi. So it's not
Well, I hear seaweed and I think of sushi.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a mind thing. It's not really, to be honest, it's not a I tasted it once and I hated it. It's just, I don't know, in my head.
Yeah, it's
kind of like some people, if they eat
words.
with an octopus or something, I love that. But some people will look at it and go, no, I don't. I want nothing with tentacles.
Well, it's also like, those buzzwords, such as like when you see marketing for those chicken sandwiches where it's hot, crunchy, crispy.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, to draw you in, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so you hear seaweed and you thought, the slimy stuff that you take out of the ocean with you when you go.
Exactly, I'm a diver, so I'm thinking like, oh, nah.
Yeah, you've seen it just flourish.
Right, I've seen it in real life up close, and but that's a great point. And I've heard it's healthy too, and so I mean, I'm certainly not going to knock it, and I won't knock it until I try it. And honestly, I love fish. I love rice. I love all those ingredients that you're talking about. And obviously fresh vegetable, cucumbers and stuff like that, the healthy, type of tidbit.
Yes, and it's something fresh that you can get quickly. And that's something that we really don't see a whole lot of.
There's not
in Sierra Vista. And we're excited to bring that to the community.
Yeah, I remember Tony talking about that a little bit too. And he was pretty happy about that part. It was meaningful to him. So that's a good thing to mention, yeah.
And you're not just stuck just with rice as the base. At Uncle Sharkii, we do offer, you could have it on top of mixed greens to almost have a poke salad.
Oh, cool.
Or you could have half and half, which is my favorite way.
Okay.
So I get a little bit of rice, a little bit of greens, perfect.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. So what is an average poke bowl, what does that run in terms of price? Do you guys have that nailed down yet?
Our price, we don't have everything nailed down yet as far as our menu pricing.
Okay.
As we all know, the world has really changed as far as market prices, and our franchise just needs to adjust and let us settle those numbers so that we can offer something affordable. But at my time of training, when Tony and I went to the corporate location, a poke bowl in California, mind you.
California, right? So it's going to be a little more, most likely.
For the 2 scoops, I believe it was $13.
Okay. So kind of like an average price you would pay for any other meal item, that you're doing fast food. So
exactly.
It's become, that's pretty normal.
It's the norm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the new norm that I think is not going to go away. So totally understand. But this way you can get some healthy food for the same price.
Yes, so you can make those choices. Like, everybody's entitled to those off days, but I'd prefer you to see Uncle Sharkii sharing a meal with us.
Makes sense. So I'm going to put you on a spot. Is it, when you say it's fast, I mean, how fast? What's the fastest you've ever made a poke bowl?
So we were timed.
Oh, okay.
So no more than a minute.
Are you waiting? Minute?
Yes.
No way.
No more than a minute for your poke bowl.
Wow, that is fast. I mean, now you're right up to Jimmy John's. So, yeah, so fast you can freak. Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's really fast. That was totally unexpected. Okay. Well, so, and now is any of this warm or is it all cold or how does that work?
So as far as the Poke Bowl, we not only are limited to Poke Bowls,
right.
we also offer rice bowls, and those will be served warm.
Oh, okay. Nice. And then as far as location, I think that's the only thing we really haven't talked about. Where is this located at?
Yes, so we are located on Fry Boulevard, right next to Theo's Watch Repair, which is 1010 East Fry Boulevard.
Okay.
We are right there.
You're right next to him.
You can look for our happy little shark.
Okay.
And that is our location right there.
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Pretty easy location right next to a lot of different businesses and whatnot. So
and
easy
our
to find.
business is blue, so we kind of stand out a little bit amongst all the
others.
Brown.
Okay. Well, we'll look for that. Well, so I appreciate you coming on the show, Lindsay Alexander. I appreciate you doing all that, and so appreciate the conversation we've had over not just the Poke Bowl, but just your own personal experiences in culinary and all the stuff that you've gone through.
Thank you so much for having me. It's
been
a delight.
No, I love it. It's always great. You know, we talk about this all the time, but it's wonderful to meet the people of Sierra Vista, right? So often, like, I'm sure you've experienced this too. You go into the grocery store, you're walking down the aisles, you're passing all these people, no idea who they are, you know? But if you really took the time to be able to interview them and talk to them, you probably find that some of these people are pretty extraordinary, and a lot of them are. And they're right here in town. And so this kind of gives an opportunity to showcase, you know, these wonderful people who are in our community like yourself.
I agree. Everybody has a story.
Everybody does. And it's interesting too, the connection that we have. Obviously the military, you know, law enforcement, a lot of those things kind of draw people into this area, kind of a mecca for that. And so many people have that same story that you know your family did as they left, and then they came back because they really liked where they were. And that's a great testimony to Sierra Vista and the outlying areas of Cochise County. So really cool.
I agree.
Well, thank you again, and I appreciate you. We definitely want to get back together once you get open and get rolling and experience it. I'm definitely going to stop by, and we got to get you back on the radio and tell us how it's going,
definitely.
And if there's anything new that we should know about.
Oh, I'd love to.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on this new position as general manager for Uncle Sharkii, and work with Tony and everything. And now are you going to keep doing some Indochine connection too, or at least in the works maybe, or?
Before the grand opening, before we open, I still plan on frequenting Indochine for work, and I hope to see everybody in there real soon.
Oh, well, that's great. So at least come out to Indochine and enjoy a great meal in the interim while they're getting ready for their big openings and getting started, and say hello to Lynn here and talk to her and say, hey, I heard you on the radio. You sounded great.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to hear that.
Awesome. All right, folks, this is Keeping It Real, and we have been keeping it real with Lindsay Alexander from Uncle Sharkii, and talking about culinary. And we'll be right back after these messages, and then back again next week with some more great guests. We'll come back around in just a moment.
Well, folks, that's a wrap on this week's Keepin' It Real radio show. As always, we're so grateful to have you spend part of your Saturday morning with us. Whether you're sipping coffee on the porch, out running errands, or out shopping for a home, we appreciate you. If something we said today sparked a question, or if you've got a great topic or guest idea for a future episode, we'd love to hear it. You can drop your suggestion in the Keepin' It Real suggestion box at the front desk of Long Realty, right behind Denny's on Fry Boulevard. Or just shoot me an email at sherry@sherryetthelteam.com, or call or text me anytime at 717-599-2439. We love hearing from you. It helps us keep this show real, relevant, and rooted in our Cochise County community. We'll be back next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on 97.7 Canyon Country, your first choice for legendary country.
Until then, stay safe, stay kind, and as always, keep it real, Cochise County.
What's in a name? Everything. Long Realty has been a cornerstone of Southern Arizona's real estate market for nearly 100 years. Our name is our bond, and our agents are our strength. Trust in the name that stands for experience and expertise. Visit longrealty.com or call 520-459-4993 to connect with an agent today. Long Realty. Smart move.
Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Keepin' It Real radio show. Join us next Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. for more engaging interviews with top realtors and industry leaders, keeping you informed about the latest trends in real estate. Stay connected with us as we bring you updates on the dynamic events shaping our vibrant community. From exciting local happenings to noteworthy charities and causes, we've got you covered. See you next week for another edition of Keepin' It Real.